Hi everyone, it's Mark here. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're a growing global community of over 175,000 now across our 8 arts and culture LinkedIn groups. I don't get to meet everyone, as you can imagine, but when I do, it's a pleasure. So I'm joined by Mats today. Mats is one of our new full members, and this is my chance to let Mats say hi to you. And we're going to have some fun in a moment. I'm going to create Mats' fantasy cultural year from the answers to some easy questions. And I have a magic wand and a time machine at my disposal for that. So Mats, thank you very much for joining me today. And thank you for being one of our full members. We're entirely member funded as a community, so it's very much appreciated. Would you like to say hi to everyone and tell us a little bit about the Mind Body team?
Yes, of course, Mark. Thank you for that. Yes, so my name is Mats. I have a private consultancy and practice. I typically help people break free from anxiety and build their confidence and creativity levels. And I'm also part of the Mind Body team. So I work with my colleague Zoltan on both Zoltan is a musculoskeletal expert, and I'm the mind expert, part of the Mind Body team. So we work on both on a physiological level and psychological level, with musicians in particular, around anxiety and pain cycles so that they can perform freely and thrive with confidence and ease. I'm also involved with how music affects us as human beings and how our minds can be influenced by sound. So that is with a view to develop a platform providing tools using music to enhance our well-being and psyche. And I'm also involved in setting up musical events in Granada, which is where I live and spend most of my time, as well as frequently in London.
Fantastic. That's great. Well, on behalf of everyone you will already have helped and will continue to help, thank you very much. I must introduce you to Samantha Steele. She's one of our full members, and she has this concept of the sonic shift,
Okay.
and has a similar level of respect for how music can be beneficial. She
Excellent.
has a thing called the audio diet, which I loved. I thought that was very clever. I shall connect you both. That's why we're here. So
That sounds very interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
fantastic.
Excellent. Cool. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so now where will we find more information? If I mean, wherever this interview appears, there'll be links to the Mind and Body team. But where can we look online for some more information?
The Mind Body Team, you can check out our website, which is themindbodyteam.com.
Perfect.
Should be your first step.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well, I'm a musician by training, so we're on the same page, which is great.
Nice. Yes.
And I love the guitars behind you. And what's that? Is that a balalaika there as well?
It's a ukulele. It's a flying
Oh,
V ukulele, Mark.
ah, wow, fantastic. That's
Yeah,
great. Never
yeah.
quite mastered that, but there we go.
Sure, sure.
Excellent. Okay. Excuse me one second. Oh dear. There we go. Now we're going to have some fun, Mats.
Excellent.
In order for me to take you on a fantasy cultural year, I need to place you somewhere in the world. And I'm going to do that by asking you, what's your favorite building?
Right. Okay. I love architecture, so there would be lots to pick from. I visited Atomium a few years back in Belgium. Really cool building. But I think we should go to Barcelona. It's an amazing house designed by Gaudi. Well, he's done lots of cool things there. Park Güell, Güell, of course the Sagrada Familia, which I could choose. But I want to choose Casa Batlló.
Casa Batio. Okay. Oh, look at that. I'm going to share my screen so everyone can see it.
Cool.
There we go. Look at that. Isn't that incredible?
It's an
It's,
amazing space,
isn't it?
and I have been there. It's when you go inside, it's just as magical as it looks on the outside.
Oh, it
It's
looks
stunning.
incredible. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as you can see, there might be a little pavement cafe at the foot of the building there. I'd
Yes.
like you to
Right.
imagine you're sitting there at 6 p.m. on a June evening. You've just had a tour, you're admiring the view, and there is a drink by your side. What would we find there?
A cafe in Barcelona. It would be a cafe solo con hielo,
Cafe
which is
Solo.
basically con hielo, which is basically the Spanish equivalent of an espresso, and you ask for it con hielo. So they give you a glass with ice in it, and you pour the cafe solo over the ice. So you have a cold coffee. Um,
Fantastic. Lovely. That's the original frappe, almost.
right. Yeah. Well,
Iced cafe.
perhaps. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is a book next to you as well. It could be your favorite book. It could be a recent discovery. It could be a book that's been with you all your life. What would we find there on the table next to you?
Hmm. Okay, fiction or non. I think I'll go non-fiction now. It's a book called How Music Works by David Byrne. Don't know if
Mm.
you come across it.
I have David Byrne of Talking Heads fame.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
excellent. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got the picture of you now. There we go. You've got some headphones on and there's a track playing. What's playing?
What's playing right now? Let's do Ghost. It's a band called Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Sunshine.
Little what's the track?
Little Sunshine is
So
what
there
it.
we are. We've got Ghost, Little Sunshine. We've got the Cafe Solo, and we've got David Byrne's book, and we're in front of that wonderful building in Barcelona. There we go. See, that's wonderful. We've set
Wonderful. All
we've
right.
set the scene. Now
Sad to see.
you've come from a meeting not far away in Barcelona with a wealthy Spanish family foundation who like to support and pay for research and interesting projects in the arts and culture world. Okay. They've got wind of the work that you do around the importance of music in different societies. And they would like you to create a global league table of the importance of music in different countries around the world. Okay. Marissa Malin did a talk for us recently about music, and she said she's a researcher from Vienna, and she pointed out that music has become ubiquitous in every society, yet it has no tangible human survival benefit, physical. It's not going to help you kill a woolly mammoth necessarily,
Right.
but
Mm.
nevertheless, it's one of those things that has permeated our societies regardless. So the Family Foundation are quite keen to understand which societies, communities, and countries around the world have the greatest respect for music as a force for good in their societies.
Okay.
That's the job. Okay, it'll take you a year. It's
Hmm.
a very generous fee. It's first
Nice.
class all the way. There's a book deal in it. There's a TED talk when you get back. There is a TV series because a film crew will follow you. And once you've completed the year, there is a global university lecture tour. Okay.
Okay.
About the importance of music. Does you become the go-to commentator on the importance of music in our lives? You're doing all the TV shows, morning television, the whole thing. And you've got a column in the Guardian. There we go.
Amazing.
Does that sound like a fantasy year?
That sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All you need to do, Mats, is to decide where you'd like to start. So please choose a city and a country in which you'd like to start.
You know what? I've always and have yet to go to Japan. In terms of starting the project there, well, it might be interesting.
Yeah, why not?
Um, I don't know whether to choose Kyoto or Tokyo.
Mhm. You can do both.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, okay, I can do both. Yeah,
you can
thank
do
you.
both. They are an anagram of each other, after all.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you're on the plane from Barcelona. You turned left when you got on the plane because you're traveling first class
Of
to
course.
Tokyo. The
Yeah.
steward brings you a cafe solo and a note from the Family Foundation, and they've got a musical challenge for you. They'd like you to limit your musical listening to one very specific genre of music for 12 months. What would you choose to the exclusion of all else?
Yeah. And this is a deal breaker if if I don't choose one.
It's hard for musicians, very hard.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a big metal fan, Mark. Um, However, it's not all days, all times of the day that I'm keen on metal, although obviously it's a very broad genre. For a whole year. I could go with classical in some shape or form. I could go with electronica. Um, go with
Classical.
jazz.
Yeah, you
Go
see,
yeah,
choose one.
jazz. I'll go with jazz.
Jazz.
Again, very very broad range. So
Yes.
hopefully I can get away with that.
Yeah. I'm a metal fan as well. I'm a big fan of Dream Theater.
Ah,
Uh,
nice,
yeah.
excellent.
They weren't playing London, so we had to go to Turin to see them play live. Um, they do
Cool.
a live version of Dark Side of the Moon, and it's incredibly good.
Oh,
Very
wow.
good. Yeah, it's
Nice.
on YouTube
Yeah.
if you want.
Well, yeah, yeah. I'll check them out. Very very technical guys, aren't they?
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, John Petrucci, guitar technique, just incredible. Excellent. Okay, we digress. So you arrive in
Yes.
Tokyo, and a group of
Okay.
a group of music students meet you.
Hmm.
They usher you into a loft apartment overlooking a cherry orchard and a palace in Tokyo. And
Wow.
they say, right, settle in, unpack, make yourself comfortable. We're coming back later. We're taking you to a dance performance, and then we're going to dinner. Now, this is where the magic wand and the time machine comes in, because I can put any dance performance on a stage in front of you. Historical, it could be a first night, it could be any style, any dancers, living or not, any group. So it doesn't have you don't have to remain in Japanese culture. So
Okay.
what dance performance can I put on the stage in front of you?
Oh, Mark, I'm tempted to say something like James Brown, but obviously he wasn't really a dancer, but a very good dancer.
Oh,
That's
I think that's a perfect choice. Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think him and some colleagues who dance like him, I think would be great. There's a
Yeah, I do have one though. I do have one, if I may.
Mhm.
Is There was a lady called Carmen Amaya, she's an influential flamenco dancer, and yeah, you just got to check it out. She's
Yeah,
extraordinary,
I shall.
and yeah.
I, I'll check that out. And of course, she had to be called Carmen. So
Of course, yeah. She did also. She was one of the first female dancers to wear trousers, actually. So she sort of was breaking the gender boundaries in flamenco. So
wow.
she did sort of male stuff as well as females.
I'm a big
So
fan of, is it Sarah Barras? There's a wonderful video of her doing improvisation. She's a flamenco dancer, but she works in a kind of fusion rock genre.
mm,
Incredible stuff.
yeah,
Excellent.
I think
What
I might
about,
have seen her with some bands actually. Does she join in with different bands
yes, she
as
does.
a dancer?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
incredibly,
Cool.
incredible.
Mm.
And so what about dinner? In Tokyo, we've got cuisine from all over the world. What would your cuisine of choice be for dinner after the show?
Yeah, I almost feel bad for not if I went to choose any Japanese food, but close by. I mean, Korean. I love Korean food.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now we're going to fly again. We've done Kyoto. This is your introductory week, if you like. So, where are we going next? Anywhere in the world to measure the importance of music in society.
Hmm. Measure the importance of music in society. Should we go for Hey, let's go to Rome. I love Rome.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Right, we're in Rome, and it's sport day in Italy when we arrive. Okay, so with breakdancing in the Olympics, ice dancing, dressage, some sports are considered performance art. Now, I can put any sporting event in front of you in Rome um, that you like. We can go back in time to visit a sporting event. We can buzz to a different country if we want. But what sporting event would you like to watch for two hours or so in Rome?
In, yeah. Okay. In Rome. Um, can't be watching any winter sports in Rome then. I would
Hmm.
say skateboarding.
Wow.
Can we do
Okay.
that?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
do
Is
that.
that allowed?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember skating under the Royal Festival Hall in the Undercroft in the 70s. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
On the South Bank? Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
cool.
So the
Excellent.
World Champ just so happens that the World Championships are happening in Rome. So
Perfect.
we're going to that.
Perfect.
Excellent. Right. We're going to fly again. Where are we going next from Rome on whistle
Mm.
stop tour?
Stop tour. Go somewhere in the Caribbean to check out the importance of music, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where would you like to
Um,
go?
let's yeah, okay. Close by. Let's go to Jamaica.
Jamaica. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're having a tough time at the moment, aren't they? Bless them. With the
Mm.
hurricane.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to Trenchtown, Kingston.
All
Um,
right.
and there is a new art gallery in Kingston, in Jamaica, in our fantasy world. It's digitally enhanced. You can put on some a virtual reality headset, and step into the work of a famous visual artist. It becomes three-dimensional. It's 360 degrees. You can walk about, it's animated, there might be sound. You can see in 3 dimensions what the artist couldn't show us in two. So in those circumstances, which famous artist's work would you like to explore?
I wonder how it would be to go into the world of the works of Dali. Quite surreal, I would imagine. But let's see what it feels like. No?
Let's do that. You can walk under the dripping clock. So
Yeah, for
yes,
example.
there we go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Excellent. Great choice. Now I'm going to whisk you back to London, and we're going out together every night during the week. On Monday, we're going to a
Nice.
historic music performance. On Tuesday, we're going to the theatre. Wednesday, we're going to a West End musical. Thursday, we're going to the opera. And Friday, it's movies. And between us, we can choose something to go and see. So for Monday, I wonder if there's a musical performance that you went to that you would love to go back in time and experience again.
Yeah. Um, yeah, when I was quite little, I was about, well, yes, I would have been 7. Um, I went to a very powerful performance in Stockholm, at the Stockholm City Hall. They got a massive pipe organ there. And I heard Toccata und Fuge in D minor. And it was just mind-blowing stuff. Yeah, really powerful.
Fantastic
Which
choice.
I then later on learned on guitar as well. So
Oh,
yeah.
and fantastic. Yeah. Have you have seen any of Anna Lapwood's videos? She's the organist based at the Royal Albert Hall and is
Ah,
a
right.
bit of a
Yeah.
superstar. She's just, I think she's performing Lord of the Rings version arrangements at the moment,
All right.
and
Awesome.
Interstellar. She's great. She's worth a look on YouTube. She's brilliant.
Great.
Excellent. Now, what about a theatre play? We're in London, and again, you can go back in time if you wish, but we can see anything.
Hmm. Okay. So I'm originally Norwegian, Mark, so I think I'll have to go for Ibsen's Doll's House.
Great choice. Great choice. And then Wednesday is a musical, West End or Broadway. And again, we can go back in time to first performances if you wish.
Yeah. Okay. So musicals aren't one of my biggest passions. So I've only seen a handful, even living in London for 22 years. But I saw We Will Rock You, which is not necessarily a traditional musical, but yeah, awesome, awesome stuff.
Fantastic. The Queen
Yeah,
musical. Wonderful.
yes,
Yes, excellent. Well, we'll have Brian May doing a guest appearance as well.
very good,
Yeah.
very good.
Are you an opera fan, Mats?
I do like a good tenor singing. Yes, absolutely. It can be very powerful stuff as
Is there an
well.
opera you'd like to see at the Royal Opera House?
Well, I don't
Or
know
I can
if
choose one. I can choose one for us.
yeah, because I don't know if Carmina Burana would count, for example.
Carmina, I kind of. It's operatic in
It's
its
operatic.
style. Yeah, absolutely. And there are soloists in it. So
Yeah, would you
yeah,
give me that?
I'll give you that. We'll do a stage
What
show.
would you choose? What would you
I think I might have gone
recommend?
for Tosca, Puccini's Tosca, because I just can't stop listening to that. I love it. But
Cool.
Carmina Burana would be great. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Carl Orff, that is, if anyone's wanting to have a look. And now
correct.
for movie night, we've got the IMAX to ourselves on Waterloo Bridge. And we've got the best seats in the house, wonderful big screen, great sound. What would you like to watch in those circumstances? You can have anything.
Would you come and see a David Lynch film with me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, Mulholland Drive or not? Lost Highway. Amazing soundtrack. So with all that sound coming out of his
Yeah.
speakers surrounding you, that would be amazing.
That's a great choice. Now we're nearly there, and you're going to travel the world and do this wonderful project and reap all the benefits, become the commentator for music in society. But I'm going to give you a hero lunch. So we're going to have a Korean restaurant in London, and you can invite one person, and they will come. It can be anyone you like, living or not, famous or otherwise. Who would you like to choose in those circumstances?
Aye. Hmm. I don't know. Jimi Hendrix?
Now,
Jim Morris?
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, that would be an interesting lunch with all those.
Let's go with Hendrix.
Jimi
See what
Hendrix.
yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. Now I'm going to give you a day off. In
Okay.
any of those cities that we visited, which one would you like a day off in, and what would you like to do?
I'd like a day off in Tokyo, please.
Yeah,
Um, what to do? Well, I obviously explore lots of sushi places. But yeah, just generally explore what it's like to be there as a person who lives there, no? You go on
yeah,
the tube, for example, all of that sort
yeah.
of stuff, and just experience what Tokyo life is like, because I can imagine it's quite different from what I'm used to.
Yeah, I went several times when I was in the city of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra when
Ah, okay.
we toured there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the city is about the size of the M25.
Right.
It's quite staggeringly big. So
Yeah. Yeah.
wonderful. There you go, Mats. That's your
All
fantasy
right.
cultural year.
Great stuff.
The TED Talk is looming. Um, the book deal, the TV series, it's all done. I hope you've enjoyed your fantasy cultural year.
Fantastic. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
been a
yeah.
lovely way of pulling out anecdotes and preferences from you. So thanks again for being a good sport and doing this. Thank you for being one of our full members. It's very much appreciated. Please don't rush off, but for the time being, thanks again for
Thank
doing
you.
this. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Matt.
Absolutely. I loved it. Thanks, Mark.